Hello, this is Thomas Teske of the Oracle Product Management team for Exadata Cloud Custom. Today, I'd like to bring security to your attention. The Exadata Cloud is here for anyone who is operating in highly secure markets. That means everyone having sensible data. And virtually, that's every one of you. It's about protecting your company's most valuable asset, its data. Data protection is at the heart of Oracle. We started from the very first releases in our one and only product at the time with that. And it's about protecting your data. Everything that is managed by Oracle should be treated like the most secure data. Now, in principle, you face three categories of threats. No access to data, either having no access to data for the users who are eligible, or the other way around, providing access to data to people who should not have access to the data. Over the years, we've been providing several rule-based approaches, as well as role-based approaches, as well as context-sensitive approaches that allow you to deal with that. Loss of data. Losing data has been always a single concern when dealing with either paper-based data or electronic data. Processing is always the same. You need to make sure it's not happening. And thirdly, data gets stolen for purposes that are against your business, that intrigue your business in a way that puts it into danger of non-existence. So the root cause for these vulnerabilities are, no surprise, operational errors. Even if things are okay, something could be operationally lead to any of these categories being a material problem. Malfunction of system components might also lead to that. Most important in recent times has been the creation of systems that are perceived to be secure, and over time, changes in their configuration leads to insecure states. This is not something which is just accidentally happening. It's also potentially one of those activities by threat actors. Last but not least, catastrophic events like data center outages or simple things in life that are just not predicted do harm. And sadly, crime is getting more important. So loss of data, losing access to data is what many people see as a consequence of ransomware these days. The data gets stolen to provide yet business, but not yours, and endangers yours. Now, how is that represented in companies? Companies like yours, budget is allocated to tasks and to strategic goals. So what you need to do is you need to target the most vulnerable IT layer. And as per IDG online poll with CSOs, the IT layers that are most vulnerable to attacks are database with 52%, followed by network in the 30s, and application and middleware well behind. One might think this will drive the necessity to spend the money at the same level. The reality is different. The allocation of resources to secure an IT layer is, for database, significantly lower than for network. That means the network and its parameter support functions are more of an expenditure than database. Does that mean databases are unprotected? That's one possible explanation. But there's another one that might surprise you and is the single biggest benefit we want to explain to you today. It's the simple fact that Oracle increases your investment in database layer, and that's what we do at no additional cost in the Oracle Cloud. Think of it. We provide the same application support to your applications with the database, no matter whether it's on premises or in the cloud. And we provide much more security at no additional cost. So this disbalance between vulnerability percentage on the left-hand side and allocation of resources to IT layer does not cause a problem of Oracle. Now, let's go ahead. What are these most vulnerabilities? First and foremost, the abuse or misuse of credentials. Secondly, patched or poorly configured systems. And thirdly, unprotected data. We show you how we address these. Let's start with the abuse or misuse of credentials. So the first thing we provide is security intelligence with DataSafe. This is a service included for free in OCI database cloud services. It provides you with the information which credentials have been awarded and which ones might probably be removed. With operator access control, we have a unique capability in the shared operations model of the Oracle Exadata Cloud at customer between Oracle Cloud Operations and you as a customer. This is a PAM. What is a PAM? It's a privileged account management. It leads to full control of activities by our people at Oracle, by you. It allows you to intercept, to audit, and to make sure that none of your policies are misinterpreted. And most importantly is, what is it you want to secure? It's the data. That's why we have all the data in the Oracle database. We call it the converged database paradigm. So the intention is to protect as much data types at once consistently, rather than having a multitude of database technologies that need to be secured consistently. Let's go ahead to the unpatched or poorly configured systems. The Exadata Cloud is hardened from day one. When we deliver, the system is already hardened, and we keep hardening it on a regular schedule. Exadata Cloud leverages two automated patching ideas, namely for the infrastructure as well as for the database services. Now, what we do automatically for you is always the infrastructure. You can decide, depending on the service you have, whether you want to take over the patches we provide automatically with the autonomous database, or whether you go with an ordinary database service and you manage the software image that is running. It's your choice, and that's important. We can make it very easy for you, and we can share responsibility. In operations, responsibility about security is still with you, because if you misconfigure a system, there is still a level of vulnerability in place. More importantly, the Exadata Cloud is highly available. So any data corruption that we observe that could be the result of any activities which are unintended is automatically repaired. So how do we protect data? With encryption, we make sure that data is absolutely safe. We provide the access controls for the infrastructure, for the services, for the data in the services. All fine. But is that sufficient? Yet again, DataSafe is to the rescue. It helps you to audit the activities of users, as well as ensures that you know what kind of data is accessed. Last but not least, the concern number one that we all had, no matter what the technology is for data management, may it be paper, may it be electronic devices, the key is having a backup and a recovery capability. We have been providing with the recovery appliance engineered system that provides you with the most secure, fastest, and easiest integration for Oracle database. It goes as far as being the system that is more secure than any of the others on the market by staging them in 2 layers of defense. We call that the cyber vault. Let's go ahead with the summary. We are here to protect your company's most valuable asset, its data. We are the undisputed leader in protection of data, and you can do that on Oracle Cloud at no additional cost. So you might ask yourself, are you the only ones who are thinking about it? Well, we have many customers, and we show you here a subset of them. These are logos of customers using the Exadata Cloud customer, which is the Exadata Cloud in a location of your choice. Think of it. Would you think of any customer making this choice without having been checking security? They have. Same applies to those customers using the Exadata Cloud service, which is produced in our Oracle Cloud regions. Currently, we have 30 of them, and by the end of 2022, we have 44 of them. So they are very close to your business, no matter whether you are local, regional, or global acting. With that, I'd like to draw your attention to two landing pads we have for you for the Exadata Cloud customer and the Oracle security value proposition. Thank you for your attention, and make sure your data is safe.